It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings. Football,
Wildcats,
football,
Wildcats,
football,
Wildcats,
football,
I got it.
Wildcats,
football,
Wildcats,
football,
Wildcats,
football,
Wildcats,
football.
Welcome
Wildcats,
to the Married with Picks podcast, season 6, episode 13, week 13. Well, we hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. So we have 4 games already played this week. No bye weeks. Games played are Packers, Lions, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bengals, Ravens, and Bears, Eagles. So we have first game for Sunday, Rams at Panthers. Rams are now 11.5-point favorites. I'm going to say the same thing I've said for the past couple weeks. I can't trust Sean McVay with this many points because he does take his foot off the grass. That may not have happened last week, but that was because we had Teddy Bridgewater in the game for the Bucs. So I don't love the Panthers here. They do seem to play better at home. They did lose their best cornerback, J.C. Horn, last week to a concussion, I believe. So I can't give McVay this many points. Gonna take the Panthers.
This is a tough game for me just because the points are so big. I want to take the Rams. A lot of people are talking the Rams like they're the best team in the NFC. With Nakua and Devontae Adams running both flanks at wide receiver. I mean, it's a tough team to stop, especially with Williams running well. So it's hard to argue against the Rams looking like the best team in the NFC. But 10.5 points is a lot of points. They're going on the road against the Panthers. I'm still going to take the Rams because I don't have a lot of faith in the Panthers. I think this is a bad spot for them.
Okay. All right. Next game is the Cardinals at the Bucs. Bucs are now 4.5-point favorites. It was as low as 3. Now, I was very excited for this game because I thought we were going to get Teddy Bridgewater as starting quarterback, and that was going to make the pick very fucking easy because Teddy Bridgewater sucks. I hate Teddy Bridgewater. I've hated Teddy Bridgewater for years. And he did nothing last week when he came in for Baker Mayfield at halftime. But it does appear as though Baker Mayfield is going to play, which I think is stupid. I think it's a bad move on the Bucs' part. And I think he shouldn't play because I want to bet this game with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. But the Bucs are 6-5 in their division. It's a shitty fucking division. So even though the record is like 6-5, they play the Panthers twice before the end of the year. Essentially, if they were to win those games, they win the division. So I would think that what they would do at this point is let Baker Mayfield rest, let him heal, and then bring him back healthy rather than put him out there this week against the Cardinals and risk not winning because he's not 100% and potentially injuring himself more. But I'm not saying Todd Bowles is the smartest head coach in the league. I think I'm going to take the Panthers either way. At this point, we are getting more points out of it because they're up to 4.5-point favorites and hope that maybe Baker doesn't make it through the game and they have to bring Bridgewater in.
Did you say you're going to take the Panthers?
The Cardinals.
Pretty sure you said Panthers.
Well, if I said Panthers, it was a mistake.
Who'd you mean, the Cardinals?
Cardinals. What do you got?
I like the Cards as well. I got a couple stats for you. But mainly, I don't see how Baker Mayfield is going to finish the game. They're going to try to put a protective covering on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. But if Arizona gets to him and puts him down, you could see your wish come true where Teddy Bridgewater gets put back in the game. Just a continuation from last week. So I expect to see Bridgewater in the game at some point. It's just a matter of how long is it going to take Arizona to knock Baker out. But here's a couple stats for you. Tampa Bay is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 and 1-4 straight up in their last 5. It's relevant straight up versus against the spread because they're home favorites here by 3 points. So it doesn't matter.
That's up to 4.5.
4.5. Wow.
Now, Bucks have lost their last 3 games. They only have 1 win in their last 5. Now, the win came against the Saints. The other teams they played were the Patriots, the Bills, and the Rams. So they did have some tough games there. But
Well, I got a couple other stats for you for Arizona in the favor of Arizona. Arizona's 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 on the road. They're 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 versus Tampa specifically. And you combine those two against the spread on the road versus Tampa. In the last 8, they're 6-2 against the spread.
Okay.
So all 3 of those stats are teaming up to look good for the Cardinals. So I'm going to take the Cards.
all right. I took the Cardinals last week. It didn't work out, so hopefully they come through this week. Next game is the Jaguars at the Titans. Jaguars are 6.5-point favorites. This is a division game. Titans only have 1 win in the last 3 years. That was week 18 of the 2023 season. But the Titans have covered the last 3 games, and I just refuse to take Trevor Lawrence as a 6.5-point favorite on the road. He did his best, Trevor Lawrence, last week with the Cardinals, tried to give them the game multiple times. Unfortunately, the Cardinals just didn't want to take it. So I'm going to take the Titans.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's 6.5 is a big line for the Jags to be favored by, but even though they're on the road and it is a division matchup, typically I would take the points, but I'd have 0 confidence in the Titans. I
I have
just
0 confidence in Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's a tough game. You should probably take the points here, but I'm gonna go on the line of Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville wins by more than a touchdown here.
All right. Different sides of that one. All right. Next game is the Saints at the Dolphins. Dolphins are 5.5-point favorites. Now, Dolphins have won their last 2 games. Then they went on the bye. It does come at the same timing that they fired their general manager. So maybe we were blaming the coach all this time and it was really the GM. I don't know. People are talking about the Saints on the radio and stuff, but it seems like all the money is on the Dolphins. This 5.5-point line, historically, I've never liked it, but I feel like the last couple weeks, those 5.5-point lines have always gone like the opposite way you expect. So I'm very suspect of this one, but I'm just not sure what my suspicions are supposed to tell me.
Is it consistent, like from a favorite versus an underdog? Or
Well, it was like 2 weeks ago, there was 2 5.5-point lines, and I ultimately went the opposite. And they won, but I don't remember where the money was.
I know, but what do you mean opposite? Like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that you took the favorite, the dog, or opposite of what your gut feeling was? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying the 5.5-point line is suspect, but I don't know what it's telling me to do. I don't know. So I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just not going to touch it right now unless I figure it out. Now, this is one game, and the money is not split dramatically on a lot of these games, but this is one. 69% of the bets, 84% of the money on the Dolphins.
I think you have to look no further than that. 83% of the money's on the Dolphins. The Dolphins fucking suck. They shouldn't be 5.5 points favorites against anybody. The Saints are pretty bad too, but I think you have to align with the Saints here and just take the points, grin and bear it. All the money's on the Dolphins. Take the Saints. It looks like a Saints play here. I mean, but you can't really love each side. The one thing that I'm a little worried about with the Dolphins is that I think Waller could be back this week, and he's a game changer for the Dolphins. If he's healthy, Tua seems to target him out of the tight end position, and especially when they're down into the red zone. So that's the X factor for me. If the Dolphins cover this game, it's going to be because Waller plays and he makes a difference in the game. Otherwise, I like the Saints. So my official pick is going to be the Saints.
All right, I guess that's where I lean. All right, so next game is the 49ers at the Browns. 49ers are 5.5-point favorites. Now, this is one that I forgot last year, and I was mad at myself. So normally when I have Shanahan as a coach, I always kind of lean in his favor if it comes down to a coaching matchup. But Jim Schwartz is the one guy that seems to have Shanahan's number. These teams played last year. I was on San Fran. They lost outright in week 6, 19-17. Browns defense always better at home. They have covered all the games at home this year. And I think the opinions seem to be split on Shador Sanders first. start in the NFL. Some people on the radio had said like the coaches kind of game planned to, I guess, minimize his weaknesses. But I saw that one throw he made, and I thought that throw was impressive. I mean, he chucked the ball a good 50 yards.
On the run.
And made it look effortless. I think that was the part that really got me.
He's got a big arm.
So I don't know that he did that much in that game. I don't know that he had to, but I think he does give them an element that Dylan Gabriel did not, which is that ability to stretch the field. So in addition, we have weather potentially in this game. Freezing temperatures, rain turning over to snow, and some significant wind. While Brock Purdy did look good in his first game back, I think that was against the Cardinals, whose defense is not that great. He did not look that great last week. Every ball he tried to throw downfield got picked off. So I think the Browns defense can certainly make him uncomfortable in this game. So I'm very much on the Browns in this one.
Interesting. I mean, I like the 49ers here a lot, too. I mean, I think with Shedeur Sanders in there, being the rookie quarterback, that San Francisco can get a little bit more pressure. Slayla has got them playing better. Slayla, the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, who used to be the coach of the Jets, who used to be the defensive coordinator for the 49ers.
Yeah.
I know. I said it right the second time.
No, I don't think you said it right either time, but it was better the second time.
Who is it?
Saleh. Robert Saleh.
Slayla.
Not Saleh. Or
It's like, I have Christmas on my mind.
whatever you just said.
The sleigh bells ringing. Sleigh bells calls a good defense.
One other thing, I checked the injury report before we came up here, and the kicker for San Francisco is out.
Oh, the
Eddie
what was his name?
Pinheiro.
I was going to say the Mexican guy.
So
Eddie Pinheiro is a great. Is there a better kicker's name than Eddie Pinheiro?
no.
I like it.
So I don't know who they're bringing in at kicker, but obviously San Fran has had its kicker issues over the years. I hope they're not bringing back Jake Moody because I think he's out there.
Yeah, I don't know. It just says on my depth chart. It just says Eddie Pinheiro out.
Yeah, he's definitely out. So obviously they have to have a kicker. And it is going to be windy and rainy. So it's not a good setup when you are playing a tough defense and are going to need a kicker. So all roads point to
Matt Gay.
Okay, so where was he just at though?
I can't remember, but
Because
he was definitely.
he was just in a game. Was it the San Francisco game? Because he was and I remember them saying it on the broadcast. So maybe he kicked for them last week.
He's played for Tampa, the Rams, the Colts, and the Commanders. Was he on the Commanders recently?
Previously, yes, but like he was just in a game. They were just talking about him. I don't remember which game it was. Maybe it was.
That's what I was trying to say. Was he on the?
When did San Fran
Commanders
sign
team?
him? Maybe they signed him last week.
He definitely was
going.
on.
No, okay. So he did kick for them last week then.
Oh, he kicked for Washington.
Yeah, but scroll back up. San Fran signed him on like November
19th.
Yeah. So he kicked for them last week. So, all right. So he's okay then. I mean, he's probably just as good as any other kicker they have.
He was released by the Commanders on the 17th.
Yeah.
So he did kick for the Commanders for a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. So you're taking who here?
I'm taking San Fran.
All right.
I'm looking for San Fran to build some momentum here and be challenge for the NFC title going into the Super Bowl.
They definitely need to, but they've got a couple wins under their belt. Now they got to travel to Cleveland, face Jim Schwartz.
I mean, I'm not worried about any team in the Central in the playoffs.
I don't know what
Or
that
the
means.
North.
You should probably be worried about your own team.
Not worried. I don't know. I don't know that you want me to get in on the Eagles, but I could talk for a while. But to make it short, I'm out on the Eagles as of now.
Oh, God. Out on the Eagles.
I am. They're done until they. I mean, they had some injuries. There was some crazy stuff that happened in that game yesterday. Jihad Campbell didn't play one snap on defense. I didn't see Jalen Carter make any kind of impact in the middle of that defense, and they ran all over him. The fact
Yes,
that they gave
did.
up like
They had-
almost 300 yards in rushing
That's crazy.
is unbelievable. But if we just stick this conversation to who are the challengers in the NFC, to me, it's a 2-team race, and it's going to surprise you. One of them is San Fran. I just think that as they get healthy and Brock Purdy,
But they're not going to get healthy. That's the problem.
well, it's Brock Purdy is
Yeah,
just
but I'm
played
talking
last.
about on their defense. Like they're not getting Bosa back. They're not getting. I'm drawing a blank on his name now. Fred Warner. They're not getting them back this year.
Right, but they can stick the defense together if they get that offense moving. They got a lot of talent on that offense. So if they can get Brock Purdy throwing the ball, McCaffrey's arguably the best running back in the league, right?
I mean, he
at least
hasn't
has the
been
ability
that effective on the ground.
because they haven't had a
He
quarterback.
catches passes,
They have Matt
but
Jones.
his rushing stats are not
Because
spectacular.
everybody's playing the run against Matt Jones. Once Brock figures it out and starts throwing the ball,
And
if he
throwing it to
does,
who? John Jennings? I mean,
Throwing
that's
it to
their number one.
yeah, well, Jennings and the Pearsall
Pearsall
guy,
had one catch last week for 6 yards.
and he's just coming back too. So you have to look at. I don't believe that Pearsall is bad. He just hasn't gotten back into the groove. Once him and Purdy, if they could figure it out over the next week or two and make a run to get into the playoffs, I think they're going to be trouble. They're my dark horse.
All right, I feel like we
Other than
got
that,
off
it's
on
the
a very
Rams.
long aside here.
I like the Niners.
Good. Okay. All right. Moving on. Next game. Falcons at Jets. Falcons are 2.5-point favorites. I mean, this is not a game that I really want to bet, honestly. Falcons as a favorite on the road has not worked out well this year. They are much better as a dog at home. So to me, I think you got to take the points and take the Jets, but I'm not saying I would actually bet this game.
I like the Jets too. I mean, I don't love the game. The Jets are 2-9. I mean, they're horrible, right?
Yeah. But the Falcons are 4-7, which is kind of surprising because I feel like they should be better. I think
Well, they
made
should, but because Penix has sucked.
Well, Penix was fine, but
He's
Penix is
out
out.
now.
Now you got Kirk Cousins, who's just washed.
Yeah, exactly. He's washed, so I don't have any faith. I feel the same way about this game, similarly that you do. Like, I don't know that you should bet this game. It's such a bad game.
I wonder how many of these teams that hired new coaches last year are upset that they didn't give Mike Grable a chance. Because he sat out there for a whole year. Nobody wanted him.
Yeah, but was he just taking a year off? Like, that's what I
No,
don't
nobody
understand.
wanted him. He interviewed, like he interviewed for the Seahawks. I know that. And they picked that other guy.
I'm mad that the Eagles didn't fire Sirianni after winning the Super Bowl and pick him.
Here's a question I
better
have for you.
coach.
Why doesn't Sirianni take over play calling? Like that's the typical like head coach move when the offensive coordinator like isn't kind of panning out very well. But he has yet to do that, and I think he doesn't want to because he doesn't want to be the one calling plays because he can't do it any better.
Well, in my opinion, he was calling plays in the beginning of his career as the head coach, and they made such a big deal about him moving away from that and just being like the CEO coach, similar to Harbaugh in Baltimore, that he wasn't going to stick
Well, there's
his
a lot of
head
head
in the
coaches
play
that
calling.
don't call plays.
Yeah, so I don't know that he can go back because he wasn't good at it before. But for him to call plays, it would be a complete deviation from what he's been doing for the Eagles, which is basically the CEO of the operations, right? So I don't know that he can get in there, has the ability to be a good play caller. He's never done it before either. But
How does some of these guys even get these fucking jobs?
this is part of the problem when you're not the play caller as the head coach or offensive guy, is that you're susceptible to the offensive coordinator who is calling plays to stay there, right? And if they get successful enough, they're obviously going to get another head coaching job. So that's the problem that the Eagles, the roller coaster ride that they continue to be on, is they find somebody that's decent at calling plays and then they lose them as a head coach.
Yeah.
Right. And then the guy that comes in
So you
next
just-
has been completely horrible.
Just stick with somebody that can't do it so nobody takes them away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, I
really.
think most coaches would stick around for a bit. Like Ben Johnson stayed with the Lions for an extra year.
That was odd. That was
Oh,
not
I think he
normal.
wanted to win a Super Bowl and then he didn't. And now he moved on. And
That's not normal that a coach says, no, I'm sorry, I don't want a head coaching job. I know you're offering all.
I think a lot of them should, honestly.
Because Johnson was like, I mean, he was highly sought after as a head coach. So he had plenty of opportunities to be the head coach. I don't know if he was specifically just holding out to try to get like the Bears job. There's something about the Bears job that he
Maybe.
wanted more, or he just wanted a chance to win the Super Bowl. Anyway, I digress.
He wanted to be in division.
Yeah, well, he's got an advantage because he knows the Lions, right?
Yeah.
Chicago's a huge market team.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, the
anyway,
top
that
five
was
markets
another. We
in
got
the
off on another
NFL.
side already. All right. So you like the Jets. I lean Jets.
I like the Jets real quick. Atlanta's 1-5 in their last 6 straight up, and they're favorites here, right? So that's another point. This is a home dog, so the live dog. The Jets are 4-2 in their last 6 against the spread. So as bad as they've been at 2-9, they're 4-2 in their last 6 ATS.
And I didn't look at this specifically, but I assume it's Tyrod Taylor starting again.
Yes.
All right. Next game is the Texans at the Colts. Colts are 4.5-point favorites. This is a division game. Texans are 4-1 in the last 2 years in this matchup. Both matchups last year, they won by a 2 to 3 point margin of victory. It sounds like it will finally be CJ Stroud back at quarterback. He has cleared concussion protocol. And then we learn that Daniel Jones is playing with a fractured fibula, which I don't know what the fibula is other than it's in the leg somewhere. Colts were able to the Texans sacked Josh Allen 8 times last week. So I'm wondering if the Texans, who have a very good defense, are going to be able to get through to Daniel Jones and his fractured fibula. That's probably not a good thing. That's what I was going to guess.
It's like it's a bone that goes down your calf muscle.
Yeah.
So it's going to prevent him from running or being fast.
So I'm going to take the Texans here.
Well, I don't trust that Stroud's going to come back and be any better than he was before he left. He was struggling before the season with their 6-5, going to the Colts at 8-3, 4.5 point line. The Colts are 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 versus the AFC. 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 versus the AFC South specifically as well. So I'm going to stick with the Colts here. I think this is their season, and you don't need to necessarily run around the entire field if you're Daniel Jones. If he has a bad fibula, when you can just hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. So hopefully he can throw the ball around a little bit without having to run and be too mobile, and lean on that run game that the Indianapolis Colts have been dependent on for much of their success this season.
Okay. All right. Next game is the Vikings at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 10.5 point favorites. So this is a very, very interesting game to me because you have Sam Darnold. Now he's going to face Brian Flores' defense, who generally Flores is very good as a defensive coordinator. He's good at confusing quarterbacks. And on top of it, he knows Sam Darnold pretty well from last year when Sam Darnold was in Minnesota. And I had to go back and look because there was that infamous game where Sam Darnold played the Patriots. It was in 2019 where he said that he was seeing ghosts out there. And I had to go back and look because I was hoping that it was Brian Flores was part of the Patriots defensive staff at that point, but he had already left and taken the job in Miami. So it's a little late for that. But, and then what worries me, because I'm prepared to take the Vikings here. Obviously their quarterback has not played very well, JJ McCarthy. So apparently he suffered a concussion in the last game and he is not going to start. They are going to bring in a undrafted rookie quarterback, Max Brosmer, who I know nothing about. But historically, Kevin O'Connell has been very good at game planning for a particular quarterback. So I'm gonna take the Vikings. It's a lot of points, and just hope that Flores can trick Darnold into some mistakes, which doesn't seem to be too hard. He does throw a lot of interceptions. So
I'll give you a little bit.
I don't
of Max.
love it, but
Nah, how can you? I mean, I'm surprised you're taking the Vikings. It was Max Brosmer, the unheralded Max Brosmer. I'll give you a little bit of background on him. He's from the University of New Hampshire originally, and goes back to where he's that age group that got hurt by COVID. Because he came in around 2020 at the University of New Hampshire. He won the job. Again, this is New Hampshire, right? So at that point, I believe they're 1AA. He won the starting position as a freshman. And then when COVID hit, when they missed the next year, the year after that, he got injured in spring training or training camp and missed the whole season. So he finished his career basically at Minnesota, but then took advantage of the COVID rules, which allowed people this age an extra basically like red shirt year to play because they lost the season in 2021. So he transferred to the University of Minnesota, which is most likely the reason why he got looked at by the Minnesota Vikings, because he played locally, was, as you mentioned, an undrafted free agent, and is now, because J.J. McCarthy has reached or has entered the concussion protocols, getting the chance to start for the Minnesota Vikings. So
but when did he sign? When did they sign him?
They signed him at the beginning of this year, so he's a rookie.
Right.
So
I
this
just
is
want to
his
make sure
first
they didn't
year.
sign him last week.
No, he's been in there. So
Okay.
I think he's been. I believe they've been carrying him the entire season.
Okay.
He made the team out of training camp.
Okay.
But so now we're talking about Max Brosmer. Now that everybody's up to speed on Max and where he's coming from, now they're going to ask him to go for his first NFL start to Seattle against the 12th man and try to compete there against the Seahawks. And then the Seahawks, the line, I know we printed out 10.5, is now up to 11.5, 12 points.
Well, that works better for me.
The line keeps going up. I don't know how you can trust Max Brosmer.
I don't trust Max Brosmer, but I trust Brian Flores.
Yeah, well, I trust the 12th man and the Seahawks playing at home against a rookie quarterback.
Maybe play like the
think it's
Vikings
gonna
defense to score a touchdown. I used to play those all the time, and I haven't
too.
done it recently.
I haven't played them in a while either.
But this would be a good one.
You know what I did play the other day was Dak Prescott to throw an interception. I haven't played a lot
I
of
have tried, and
interceptions.
I can't. Fucking FanDuel. I hate when people change things that don't need to be changed. Like they changed the format of the sports book, and for a while there, like you could go up at the top and hit NFL, and it would be the old format. But now it's like changed completely, and I hate it. And I can't find, and I even use the search feature to find. I don't think they put interception stats up for like Geno Smith and like Sam Darnold, these guys that are just throwing picks every game. I don't think it's up there because I search it and it doesn't come up.
You don't think that they're offering the bet?
Yeah, because what would the odds be on like a Geno Smith to throw an interception?
I mean, you would think if people want to bet it, they would put anything on there.
Yeah, but I mean, what would
Just
the
make
odds
the odds
be?
really bad.
Yeah.
That he would throw an interception, I mean, you'd put it at like minus 400.
Yeah, that's what I would.
So you put 400 to win the 100 because he's probably going to throw a pick, right?
Yeah, but I mean, who actually bets that? You'd have to go like 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I agree.
But I couldn't find it a couple times. But this would be a good one for a defensive score.
So I think this would be a great one to take for Seattle defensive
Either way.
score, right?
Well, you could bet both sides, I guess, but I would do the Vikings.
Well, you hit Sam Darnold and he could see ghosts anywhere at any time.
Exactly.
So who knows if he's in that mode? I look at
That's going to be part of the speech, I bet you. Going to make him shit his pants and see ghosts.
I don't know. I think I'm looking for a blowout here. I mean, where do they go after Max Brosmer if he fails? So that's the mighty question for me.
Well, I don't know. Even like, so they had Carson Wentz for a while, right? But Carson Wentz won the first game we played for him.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about somebody who's been in the
Oh,
league
I understand that, but still, like, look what happened subsequent.
To a rookie,
I mean, J.J. McCarthy won his first game he played for him.
COVID rookie.
They had like Josh Dobbs in there last year, like freshly signed to the. I mean, he's done it before.
Yeah, that's my whole point, is that you're talking about all the examples you're giving are like, not that they're the greatest quarterbacks, but
just
they
need
have
one.
experience. Dobbs has experience.
I know. Well, I just need one game now. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to be a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to win the Super Bowl for
I'll
him.
give you 12
just
points.
saying
I'll
that
give
he
you
can
12
maybe
points.
not make enough mistakes in this game to let the cover come through.
Let's go 12
I'm not
points.
saying they're going to win outright.
I'm not
betting you because you're
Seattle.
like
You
the
take
jinx, and that's the only reason you're trying to do this because you know that everything I
I'm the
say
jinx or you're
is
the
making
jinx?
sense, and you're on the wrong side of the game.
I'm your jinx.
And now you want to bet me
I'm
to
your
try to jinx me, and
I'm
I'm not
your
going to
jinx.
let. I'm not going to
the
let you.
jinx. I'm your jinx.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the jinx.
Oh, whatever. The jinx
Because you're the
myself.
one losing. You're the one losing
All
when
right.
we bet straight up against each other.
Moving on. Next
When
game.
am I going to see some of that money? I think by my calculations, you owe me about $500.
That is not true. Next game, Bills at Steelers. Bills, it's down to 3. So they are expecting Rodgers to start this game. We have the Steelers as a home dog here. Bills off the Thursday night loss to the Texans. You can run on a Bill, so I would hope that would be the Steelers' approach. I don't really know what to do with this game, so I'm just not going to bet it. I don't think.
It's a tough one with Rodgers coming back, right?
I don't know that I guess I just don't trust. Like, you can run on the Bills. Like, if that's what Mike Tomlin is going to do, then maybe they win. But, I mean, I've always, like, for the past 2 years, I've been asking myself, like, how are the Bills winning these games? Because they have no receivers. Like, how do they do it every time?
Well, Tomlin is the type of guy that he will just run the ball. If you're horrible against the run, he'll just...
Well, that's fine. But he doesn't adjust, is I guess my point.
And I think with a nicked up Aaron Rodgers, you're more likely to see him dial in more runs than normal.
One other thing, the Bills are without 2 of their offensive tackles. Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins are both already out of this game. And this is one where 63% of the bets and 82% of the money is on the Steelers. So, I mean, I guess at 3, I would probably lean Bills, but I don't have a strong take on this matchup.
That's the one thing that's bothering me here with this. I'm going to take the Steelers. I like the home dog, especially if it's going to be 3.5. If it's still dangling up there with a half.
I have it down at 3.
3. It is 3. All right. It was opened at 4.5, huh? And it's down to 3. So that makes sense because what I was about to say was the thing that's bothering me.
Why does it make sense?
That it opened at 4.5. It's down to 3 now because 82% of the money's on Pittsburgh.
Okay. But why is it? Why? Like, why is it moving in the first place?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying the fact that
because
all
of
the
that.
money's on Pittsburgh, it makes sense that the money's moving down. Probably because it's not Mason Rudolph. It was just determined yesterday, Friday, right, that Aaron Rodgers was going to play. So this is starting quarterback and people have more faith in him. So that's why the line is moving.
I don't know. Did it move last week?
I don't know. We're talking about this week. So
I know, but I'm just trying to make sense of things.
Well, I just made sense of it
doesn't
for
make
you.
sense.
Aaron Rodgers didn't play last week, so the line wouldn't come down in Steelers' favor after it was higher because Aaron Rodgers didn't play. Do you get it? So the backup quarterback was supposed to play. He played last week. Then they announced that the starting quarterback's playing, and now the line's going down. But that's the reason why people are betting on Pittsburgh. The reason the
I don't
line's
think it
going
moved
down is
last
because the money is on Pittsburgh. 82% of the money's on Pittsburgh this week.
Okay. So you're
that's what-
saying Vegas mispriced it then?
No, I'm saying with the new pertinent
I know
information
that's
that
what
the
you're
fucking
saying,
starting
but I don't
quarterback is
agree
playing,
with
that the
that.
line's going down.
I don't agree with that because it didn't happen last week.
Because Favre didn't fucking...
What century are you in?
because Rodgers didn't play last week.
Oh, okay. Good.
What
So
don't
they
you
were
understand?
anticipating Rudolph and they got Rudolph, so there was no reason to change. So this week they priced it anticipating
It was
Rudolph,
announced-
and now they're getting
it was
Rodgers.
announced early that Rudolph was starting the game because Rodgers was out.
I don't think it was.
Rodgers was this time last week. Like the conversation was, is Rodgers out for the year?
No, it was not.
Yeah.
He was not ruled out early. He was not ruled out as of the time we did the podcast. Because I'm looking at my notes from last week.
Okay.
Anyway, you got to pick on the game. Who you picking? Let's move on. We got 3 more games to go.
Steelers.
Good. Next game, Raiders at Chargers. Chargers are 9.5-point favorites. This is a division game. Raiders lost both games last year and earlier this year in week 2. That score was 20-9. Chargers
How can you have any confidence on the Bills?
Wait,
Do you know what I mean? The Bills play like shit the last couple of weeks.
They got beat by just because you were on the Bills last week because you didn't talk to me first before betting Thursday night. The Texans have just dominated the Bills historically, and Josh Allen. He was 0-3 against them in his career, and now he's 0-4. So, could be just one of those things. But I don't know that I have less faith in the Bills this week.
Is it obvious that I'm still mad about the Bills from last week?
Are you? You should have talked to me first. That was a good one.
Bullshit.
There's ones where you just know.
Josh
Although it's
Allen
still hard to pull the trigger. It was hard to
scored like 5 points
push
for my
that
fantasy
button
team.
plus 5.5 on the Texans. It was hard to do it, but
That son of a bitch
the
goes
right
out there and
side.
puts like 50 points up, and then the next week scores 3 on a Thursday night against Houston.
yeah. All right. So, okay, we're on the Raiders here.
All right, we're about to do the
Now,
Raiders.
the Chargers have offensive line issues. They did lose like 35-6 to the Jags before their bye week last week. The Raiders fired Chip Kelly.
Yay,
Since last
screw
week.
Chip Kelly. I hate Chip Kelly. Did I ever told you how much I hate Chip Kelly?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot of points for the Chargers. Like without Joe Alt on the offensive line, they are going to struggle. There were some stats I gave a few weeks ago. They hadn't really won without him, but they did win that one where I picked him. But anyway,
How does Chip Kelly
lot
get
of
the
points.
offensive coordinator job for the Raiders? Like Chip Kelly was the head coach of the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
And Seattle figured him out midway through the season from how to play his offense. And everybody...
yeah, but isn't that where he went? Didn't he go to the Seattle? Because he got another job as a head coach, right? In the NFL before he went back to college.
Where the hell was he the head
He
coach?
definitely was in one of that division somewhere.
Wasn't the Rams, right?
No, it wasn't the Rams. It couldn't have been the Niners. It had to be Seattle. Google.
I don't know. He was in UCLA.
No, he had another head coaching job, I thought.
He was the head coach of UCLA
Chip.
in college.
Yeah, I know that, but I thought he got another head coaching
All
job.
right, well, listen, let me make my point. My point is that he fucking sucks. They figured out this bullshit gimmick offense when he was coaching the Eagles. He didn't last the whole season. They fired him before the season was over.
Oh, he had one with the 49ers.
He was head coach of the 49ers.
Yeah, okay.
Before, what's his
Before
name?
Shanahan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What an upgrade there.
yeah, for 1 year. Like, who's the head coach for 1 year gets fired? Head coach for 1 year gets fired. Head coach for offensive coordinator for the Raiders for less than a year and gets fired. He gets fired less than a year. You know, the reason is because they all figured his fucking offense out. They figured it out when he was head coach of the Eagles. So why would you ever give him another opportunity when his bullshit gimmicky offense is easily figured out and stopped? And then people are like, oh yeah, we forgot. Everybody figured out how to stop this offense. Let's fucking fire him before the season's over. Like, why would you hire him? Why would the Raiders, especially when they're consulting somebody like Tom Brady that has all this knowledge about football, give the okay to hire him as freaking the offensive coordinator? Well, anyway, he's a fucking idiot. And my point for this game is that I think that what happens when he leaves a program, everybody takes a deep breath and goes, yeah, thank God that asshole's out of here. Now we can go play football.
Well, don't forget,
And that's what's going to happen this week because they're good. And I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to win this game because they're not very good, but they may win the game and they're definitely going to keep it within 10 points.
Yeah, like week 1, I said that Amari Cooper just up and quit the team. Now, I have no information that had anything to do with Chip Kelly, but
Probably.
like timing was odd on that, right?
Well, why didn't anybody give Amari Cooper a shot?
No, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want a shot. Maybe he was done. But
Who knows how he
I mean,
ended
who
it
signs
there.
up for a season and then quits before week 1?
He could have threatened Chip Kelly, and that's just
So
a no-no.
it's just something to mention. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know that Chip Kelly firing is going to fix anything for the Raiders because they obviously have their host of issues. But it's a lot of points, and they do have Max Crosby on the defensive line. I think he can get to Herbert with their offensive line
I
issues
trust an
and at
80-year-old
least make it a game.
Pete Carroll way more than I trust Chip Kelly.
Well, and I forget who, because I heard it on the radio, whoever's going to be the play caller now. I want to say his name was Gus, but I could be wrong.
Gus Frerotte?
No, it was like a common last name, I think. But anyway, they said he was going to run the ball a lot. That's all I remember. So, I mean, I don't feel good about it, but
Greg Olsen?
yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, it sounded familiar.
Gus?
That's why it sounded familiar.
Gus,
well, Greg Olsen. Yeah, but Greg Olsen, right? Not that Greg Olsen, but another Greg Olsen.
His previous coaching experience includes stints with Detroit, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, and Jacksonville. His recent success as the quarterbacks coach for Seattle Seahawks in 2023 further highlights his ability to lead offensive strategy. So he's following Pete Carroll into...
So it's all related. I don't know if that's good or
bad. He was calling plays before, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if it's good or bad. Now you hear that. But
no, to me, and I could be wrong. I don't know.
Be worse
I'm just reading this little blurb, but I have to believe that this is the first time he's probably calling plays.
Well, whoever I was listening to, he was a guy that had done broadcasting, and that's how he knew him. He said he's going to run the ball a lot. That's all I remember.
Well, they have a good running back.
And he was go Raiders now. So whatever. All right,
the Chargers can stop the run.
This podcast is really going long for already having so many games down. Who are you picking? Raiders?
I don't know. You want to make the call for me? You want to look at my page
I'm
and steal my
and you're
fucking
not
notes?
answering. I'm just trying to
the
move
Raiders.
This. Okay, good.
I like the Raiders. I told you in the beginning that there's too many points.
Yeah, but see, that's how far we've gone on this game. I can't even remember when we started talking about it.
There's certain topics that you got to be careful throwing out there to me in a podcast where I'll just go on rambling, right? A lot of the Eagles. Chip Kelly's one.
Okay. All right. So now we're at the Sunday night game. Broncos at Commanders. Broncos are 6.5 point favorites. Mariota will be starting again for the Commanders. Sounds
God
like
bless us all.
Are going to get Terry McLaurin back. Sean Payton in his career 12-3 off a bye. But obviously, I mean, this year the Broncos have a great defense. Their offense is still yet to really click. So their last 8 wins, only 2 of them have been by more than 4 points. That was week 4 against the Bengals and week 8 against Dallas. Now, as I was looking at this, and I like the Broncos, I like to take the Broncos, but it occurred to me, is this line too low? And I think it is. Because the Broncos you can say what you want about them, but they're 9-2 on the season, right? So why are they only 6.5 point favorites when we have teams like the Rams going to the 6-6 Panthers, and the Rams are 11.5 point favorites? Now the 9-2 Broncos are going to the 3-8 Commanders, and they're only 6.5 point favorites. So I feel like Vegas is just begging me to take the Broncos. And I am not that stupid. So I'm all over the Commanders, and it don't feel good, but you got to do what you got to do.
You feel like the points are too much?
No, it's too low. Should be more. Broncos should be favored by more.
I don't know. They're on the road.
They always play well on the road.
They're playing all these teams like they're true. Their record is 9-2, but there's all these games on their schedule.
They beat the Chiefs.
There's all these games on their schedule where they've played tight games, have been getting their ass kicked.
You can say what you want, but we've said this about the Bears, right? Who are they playing? It's a mirage, and then they go into Philly on Black Friday and they kick the shit out of you guys, right? So you can say that all you want, but 9-2 is an accomplishment in the NFL these days.
Well, they're going on the road against intra-conference opponent, and you expect more than 6.5 points. That's a full touchdown just about.
But I'm just comparing. Why are the Rams 11.5 point favorites over the Panthers, who are 6-6? Why are the Broncos only 7 point favorites over a 3-8 team starting a backup quarterback?
Other than Jaden Daniels getting hurt, right, and Mariota sucks, take the quarterback position out of it. Who's a better team? Forget about record. Commanders or Carolina? Who would you rather have? If you were take out the quarterback and I'll just take the team and then build from there. Who would you take? I mean,
I don't know. Honestly,
Commanders are a much better team.
You think? What's so great about them?
They got nothing on defense. They were a playoff team last year. When was the last time Carolina's made the playoffs? They have a good core.
Well,
and
I
coming
think
into
the
this
Panthers
season before the quarterback got injured, they were a lot of people picking them to win the NFC East.
Some good running backs. Who do the Commanders have at running back? Nobody, because everybody got hurt.
Okay. Well, I am going to take the Commanders.
All that, and you side on the same side as me.
I'm going to take the Commanders. I think it's too many points. I think they're going into Washington, and they are going to get a good battle. I don't like Mariota, but I could see where the Broncos struggle to score against the Commanders. The Commanders can throw some defense against them. They're coming all the way from Denver into Washington. I think that this is going to be a 3-point game.
Okay. And 77% of the bets and 82% of the money is on the Broncos, and the line hasn't moved either. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny they like it there right there.
Now, you see the line here moved a point. No movement.
Vegas likes Washington. All the money's on the Broncos, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They like
But
that.
so what if everybody's on the Broncos at 6.5, then what do you
They
do?
don't want Washington money.
What do? You
They
move the
don't-
line.
They don't want Washington money
Right.
because Washington's the winner.
Right. Exactly. Thank you. See, why you argue with me to get to the same end point? Doesn't make any sense.
I just don't know. I think you're saying it wrong, though. You're saying the line is too low. So take Washington.
Yes.
All right.
I'm saying that the Broncos should be more than a 6.5-point favorite.
Then why wouldn't you take the Broncos?
Because that's what Vegas wants me to do. Like Vegas is saying, here's the Broncos as only a 6.5-point favorite. Like if they gave it to it at 8, who's ever going to take the Commanders? So they give it to you at 6.5. It's like, here, take this.
I just don't think it should be much higher. I don't
I
know
do.
why 81% of the money's on Denver on the road, giving up a touchdown.
Okay. All right. And then Monday night, we have the Giants at the Patriots. Patriots are, here's another example, 7.5-point favorites at home against the 2-10 Giants.
Other than it being at home, it's a very similar, I agree, situation with Broncos and Patriots, right? The
But this
only
line
team that
is-
has a better record than the Broncos is the Patriots at 10-2.
Right. Okay. So anyway, all right, moving on. Jackson Dart sounds like he's going to be back
Yes.
to start. Now, last week there were reports that they had talked to him because they don't want him running. That's how he gets hurt. That's how he gets concussed. Their season is already lost. There's no point in you getting concussed multiple times this season, right? So, but without that running element, like what did the Giants really have? I mean, they had Jameis Winston who gave him some hope, but now that's gone too.
Yeah, he's catching passes, too.
Patriots do have some offensive line issues. Their left tackle, Will Campbell, went to IR, and their left guard, Jarrett Wilson, is week to week. Right now, the money is 64% of the bets, 59% of the money is on the Giants. I don't love the hook, but I will stick to the Patriots if it goes below 7.
I love the fact that Jackson Dart's back in this game. I don't know how much he's not going to run. I mean, he could try to not run, but you basically you can't. It's easier said than done to tell a running quarterback to stay in the pocket and don't run and don't put yourself at risk. Right? Seen it many times where they might start the game out staying in the pocket, but when push comes to shove and that offensive line starts rearing its ugly head in the form of defensive ends running all over the backfield, Jackson Dart is going to take off, believe me, and run upfield. Hopefully he can just stay away from getting concussed or getting injured and knocked out of the game. Although I would tell you, as much as I think everybody likes to see Jackson Dart play, he's kind of an entertaining player. I love Jameis Winston. I love seeing Jameis Winston play, especially when they're going to embrace the Jameis and allow him to go out into the field and receive passes. That's pretty cool, pretty ingenuitive of Mike Kafka and the New York Giants offense. But do they keep that same creativity with Jackson Dart as the quarterback? I think it's safe to say Jackson Dart will not be running any pass routes, especially after the conversation you just had about trying to keep him protected and not running down the field. But do the Giants come out with a vanilla playbook, or are they going to let him throw the ball down the field? I think the Giants will surprise some people here, keep it within a touchdown, and I'll take the Giants.
Okay.
You want to bet on that one? I know you like the Patriots.
I'll bet you on that one.
Oh, you like that
7.
one, huh?
I want 7 now.
Huh? 7.5 right here, it says. Look,
7.
whatever it says right now. Online is what we'll go with. Sound good?
No,
Just in
because
case there's a
I
change.
can make it 7 if I want 7. I can bet it at 7. I don't have to bet 7.5. I just have to pay for it.
There's a lot of 7 here.
There you go.
I'll give you 7.
All right. All right. So that'll do it for us for week 13.
You'll give me 7.
We'll be whatever. My
I'm
terminology. All right. That'll do it for us. If you're watching, like, subscribe, and we'll be back week 14. Peace out.
See you.